You seen some shit? What are you concerned about, bro? What are you concerned about? This vid, I'm gonna link you on Discord. Horrible news for Star Resonance's future.
Weeks now, and as people approach endgame, they also start to realize what is the problem with endgame. The review has been plummeting fast, with majority of the review going not recommended. Let's talk about what's went wrong. The main complaint for Star Resonance come down to a couple of things. Extreme time gating under life skills, class being extremely imbalanced, and most importantly, extreme RNG on top of the grinding.
Okay.
It's being extremely imbalanced.
I got a couple things I want to say.
RNG on top.
Wait, give me a second. Just off of, without having any information on what the f is going on at all yet, one of these is not a problem. One of these needs to be in the fucking game, and it's the RNG grinding. Okay? I'm tired of people playing MMOs and MMORPG and then complaining about RNG. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of playing the game. That's why you play it. That's the whole point. That's generally like getting mad at a gacha game because there's RNG. Nigga, you're playing the gacha game because there's RNG. That's the whole reason to play the game is RNG. Are you serious, bro? I'm tired of people playing MMOs and playing about RNG. Now the class imbalance, I'll hear them out on. I don't know. I haven't got to play the game yet, so I don't know what the class imbalance thing is. Again, I don't think class imbalance. I'm not sure. Is there PvP in this game? If there's not, then shut the fuck up. The last thing is life skill time gating. No PvP. Okay, shut the fuck up. Life skill time gating. I'll hear them out on this piece just because I'm interested. I'm interested in what this means because I'm the type, if I want to chill, if I want to AFK and like go cut a tree or like mine a rock or pick some herbs or some shit, like let me do that for as long as I want to do it. Don't time game me on this shit. You know what I mean? Like let me level my life skills up. Let me grind.
Top of the grinding.
So I'm interested in that one.
Life skills is extremely important in Star Resonance. Majority of your upgrade involve using material you acquire from life skills. For example, when it comes down to upgrading my masteries, I can upgrade my weapon mastery from rank 5 to rank 6, and it'll cost me 30 of these crystals per attempt. You'll see that it is per attempt because the success rate is not a 100% chance. This has a 95% success rate. Nevertheless, the main problem is that these crystals are...
So you don't level up your life skills by grinding the life skill. You collect a currency to level your life skill up. That's a little weird. But I mean, I guess that's how they, okay.
Very hard to acquire. The way you acquire these crystals is by crafting the ore into the crystals, and it will cost you 10 energy each to craft one. In addition to using energy to craft, it also costs you energy to mine. So you need energy to mine and you need energy to craft, like Minecraft. And with
so this is where the stamina comes into play, huh? Is the life skills. They said no stamina on the dungeons, but if you want to level your life skills up, you need some stamina, huh? Life skills make sense. They're permanent upgrades. It's locked behind it, and it goes to plus 100. It doesn't swap between weapons and gears. It's the slot you upgrade. Yeah, but I still kind of I feel like if they wanted to do that, they should have just made it take longer, as opposed to making it so you're not allowed to level this shit up. I don't think that time gating it is right. Like, is it actually time gated? Or does it just take a long time? Like, okay, I want to make, there's a difference between the two. They use the word time gating. Is it actually time gated? Like I can only get X amount of resources a day? I can only use X amount of resources a day? Or is it just takes a long time to get those resources? Because he did say there is like a stamina system or some kind of energy system. 400 stamina refreshes daily with a cap of 2,000 actions. So 40 actions per day. So it's like, I mean, it sounds like a daily, realistically. But at the end of the day, if you want to play the game, I guess you could go run dungeons. It's just, I really wish like the life skills should be like the chill part about it. Like if I don't feel like running dungeons today, I should be able to just go chill and mine fucking rocks all day. I shouldn't only be able to go mine 40 rocks. Like, I think that's kind of shitty. But I would say that for the lifespan of the game, maybe they have some bigger plan for this, but I don't know. I think it's stupid.
How many crystals it takes to upgrade, the end result is that there is a massive energy starvation problem. If you use your energy to mine, you're not going to have energy to craft. And this is only one aspect of the life skills upgrade systems. There are many other things to also create and craft using the life skill system, specifically gems. Gems is another upgrade system in the game that costs you energy to mine and craft. To highlight how extreme this problem is, if we look on the auction house, there's absolutely zero ore. Not an exaggeration. There's absolutely zero ore. Zero, 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 zero. And when we look at the end results, which are the crystals I've talked about, you can see the exact same thing. Zero, zero. And this is one aspect of the gear upgrade system. We have to talk about gems, which are also zero, zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Is the auction house the only way you can trade, or are you able to trade player to player? Like if I'm with TJ, right? Am I able to trade TJ if I want to help him out, or is it only through auction house? The output's confirmed to get adjusted. Okay, that's good. Is there player to player trading? No, I can't trade directly. Bro's exaggerating and says, wow, tier 2, tier 3 all empty when it isn't unlocked yet by players. Okay. So this was a silly point then, because you can't even unlock a lot of these like purple ones and shit. These blue and purple ones.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. These materials are not rare. In fact, they're extremely easy and common to acquire. You literally just walk up to the ore and you start mining. You can do this starting from level 1. There's no level restriction or anything. You can literally just straight up start mining on the first day. But yet, the demand is so insane and the supply is so low because of the energy system that the marketplace is permanently at 0 item available across millions of players. The fact that the item is at a true 0 count, even on the lowest level item, is insane. In fact, actually someone just uploaded 162 and 22. If I refresh, instantly gone. There was this Chinese comment that basically say like, oh, I thought I got so lucky because I was able to sell one of these like rare legendary Imagine for a lot of money. But it turned out I was actually stupid, because just because I have a lot of money doesn't mean I can use it to buy anything. If there's nothing to buy on the
I think it's a beta. It's a beta. I genuinely, I don't understand. What did he think was gonna happen? There's not that many people playing this shit, right? Like when the game fully comes out, there's gonna be so many people playing it. The shop will probably have like a decent amount. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be overrun with shit, but it'll probably have a decent amount of shit. That's what I'm saying. Like it's goofy to expect there to be a lot of stuff in the shop in a beta. Yeah, I think this is a goofy Chinese comment.
Auction house, then even with a lot of money, I can't buy anything. The life skills energy bottleneck situation
beta,
is
bro.
so
Like you can't talk about shit like the auction house in a video. Like there's an issue with selling shit in a beta, bro. Like I won't. Like I'm not even
insane that it is basically making people question the future direction of the game, and they're trying to cater to the mobile game market. In that case, I would rather just play something like Genshin.
I'm in between on this one. I think it's fine as a mobile game, but I don't think it needs to be one, to be honest. I feel like it's gonna hold the actual development of the game back a lot because they have to tailor it to mobile. But at the same time, MMOs as big as RuneScape are on mobile now. So I mean, it could still work. It might just take a lot of work.
Impact or Wedding Wave, an actual mobile game, or are they trying to become the next big PC MMO? Because they're trying to cater to both the mobile market and the PC market, the end result is that the game end up feeling rather clunky to play, and that is often one of the things people end up finding out. Playing melee in this game is just extremely suffering. The world boss meta is pretty much you just get the boss stuck in the corner and you just have a bunch of ranged people DPS it over.
That's so sad, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually so sad.
It's pretty much you just get the boss stuck in the corner and you just have a bunch of ranged people DPS it.
That's so sad, bro. That's so sad. Oh, everybody's gonna be using mages and shit. They should really put like a barrier or something around that shit. And I'm sure again, this is the beta, but let's be real. When Destiny came out, for example, they had the same issue. If y'all remember the old glitch where all all the warlocks would go stand on a rock and throw their sunflare grenade at the fucking thing, and then it would try to avoid the grenades and it would fall off the map. There was always, bro. There was always. This is always going to be a thing in any game that you play with anybody. It's unfortunate, but there are easy ways around it. Putting fucking invisible walls, like all that kind of shit, making it so the boss will reset if you do some shit, like if it doesn't attack somebody in X amount of time, it'll reset. Like it is what it is. But I could see a lot of this stuff getting fixed before the game actually comes out. This is the reason why there's betas.
It's pretty much you just get the boss stuck in the corner and you just have a bunch of ranged people DPS it over the wall, because for some reason you're able to shoot at enemies that are not in your elevation or over the wall. In the rune dungeon specifically, there is actually this bug where you can get the boss stuck in a corner in a perpetual spinning animation and just have a bunch of range DPS it down until it die. If you're playing a melee characters, then well, you can't really contribute, so you're just there eating popcorn. That is if you even get invited to the party in the first place. Because of the way targeting work in this game, if you're playing a melee class, you just end up missing majority of your attack. There is this class in this game called the Aerial Lancers. It's supposed to be a really cool class where you kind of bounce into the air and toss out your lance and stuff like that. But it's end up being called the Air Lancers because you can't hit anything. So the only thing you ever hit is air. You're pretty much never gonna find a party if you're playing the Lance class, just because no party is willing to take you because the class is so bad.
That's sad because it actually seems like a cool class.
In comparison,
this class got buffed before it even closed and was fixed. Perfect.
It's just so OP, capable of dishing out like 2 to 3 times damage compared to other classes. There are like 7 classes in this game, with the 2 melee DPS class being pretty much unplayable, which are Katana as well as Lancers. The 2 melee tank class are okay. They're pretty useful when you're trying to learn the dungeon or when you're trying to do the dungeon for the first time, especially when you have eco gear as a dungeon requirement. However, as people get overpowered compared to the dungeon, as people get over gear for the dungeon, people have realized that they don't actually need a tank in their party anymore, and they just prefer running DPS over tank to just speed run a dungeon. So as a result, the 2 tank class also stopped getting invited to parties. Dungeon kind of worked really weird in this game. In the hard mode
Katana is actually good. It looks good.
Goblin dungeon, you can acquire legendary gloves as well as
I mean, I feel like in general, I've always kind of had the sentiment that like dungeons should be soloable anyway, right? So at the end of the day, if you're good enough, if you have the skill to dodge, if you have the skill to not take damage, or if you just have a healer on your team, it kind of makes sense. Now, I will say I would like, and this is another slippery slope kind of thing, because that I kind of mitigate my own point by saying this. But if we want to make the classes equal and we want the classes to still feel useful, then some of the dungeons just need to have mechanics that revolve around, hey, you need a tank for this shit, and the tanks need a skill to kind of show for that, right? So I know what was that last MMO that we were playing? What the fuck was it called? Oh my god. What's that last Korean MMO? Throne and Liberty. Yeah. Throne and Liberty. There was like a lot of mechanics where you were like, yo, the tank has to take aggro, or like has to taunt, or the tank has to take this certain hit. You know what I mean? Like on the lion one, for example, when somebody got like stunned, they couldn't move, they turned green, then the tank had to get in front of the fireballs to eat them. Otherwise, you were just gonna die if you were a DPS. You didn't have enough HP or enough defense to tank that shit. That one was annoying. But that's what I'm saying. It was like they could throw in certain mechanics and shit into the dungeons that's like, okay, you need a tank, otherwise you can't do this. That would, again, get more people to build their tanks. That would get more people to invite tank players into dungeons, especially like on release days and stuff. Like I think just having shit like that would be cool. I was a tank in the test and had no issues with parties using world chat. The dev said dungeons were nerfed for the test regardless. Okay.
Legendary earring, and then you move on to the next dungeon to get the other pieces. So in the hard mode Tina dungeon, you can get legendary helmet and legendary necklace. So you see that each dungeon kind of give you different pieces. Moving on to the next dungeon, the root.
And that's why I'm kind of like on the side of it could really go either way, because I got pissed off by a lot of tanks. Because when there's a dumbass on your squad, it really just ruins your day. You're like, okay, I got 15 minutes. I can run a quick dungeon real quick, and you just got the dumbest. Bro, what was the one? I will send you. And the motherfucker would do the spinning shit, and the tank needed to stun him. I will send you. Wipe the whole fucking team every time, bro. Wipe the whole fucking team every time. And it's so crazy because like niggas would start the run. Like fresh run. We would get to that first one. It was the arbiters, right? I think that's what they were called, the arbiters. You get to the first arbiter. Let that motherfucker not get stunned. Like 3 niggas would leave immediately, bro. Immediately, like 3 niggas on the squad would leave. And I would be one of them. I'd be one of them because I'm not dealing with your bullshit today. If you don't know that you need to stun this nigga, bro, don't, please figure it out first. Well, go watch a video or something first, please, bro. This shit is insane.
Rune dungeon, you can get legendary armor or legendary ring. So while the dungeon get progressively harder, the gear you get doesn't necessarily get better. It could be a good thing because it makes all the old dungeon relevant, but the old dungeon doesn't really get harder. So this dungeon has a requirement of 3000 gear score for the hard mode, while for something like the rune dungeon, even the normal mode has 6000 gear scores, while the hard mode has something like 8000 gear scores requirement. So what I mean is, once you get 8000 gear scores, you could go farm the rune dungeon, or you can just come back and one-shot the goblin dungeon in like 2 minutes with like 5 DPS and get the legendary gloves that way, since you need the gloves anyway. It's not necessarily a bad implementation. I think it is a cool thing to make old dungeon easier and still relevant over the course of the game. It is just that people end up optimizing the dungeon so hard. For a dungeon that have a 3000 gear requirement, people are asking for like 10,000 gear.
So I'm trying to figure out what I think the best way to fix this is just have him drop different shit, right? Like I feel like if they just make, I don't know, bro. I feel like maybe add like special abilities to the ones that you get from certain dungeons, so that they do drop different shit. Oh, he's making it sound like they all drop the same shit. Like if I want gold gauntlets, I'll just come here instead of the other spot. The only thing that all dungeons have a chance to drop is a weapon at a low rate. Okay. Oh well, yeah, man. Like
Score requirement,
yeah.
So they can speed run the dungeon, kill it in like 1 second, and keep on farming over and over and over.
So
This is
doesn't
also
sound like
the
an
reason
issue
why
either,
tank don't get invited into parties, just because people just want to raw dog full DPS and kill the dungeon in 1 minute rather than actually doing the dungeon legit. The biggest
makes
reason why
sense.
this is the case though is because the RNG dungeon drop is very, very extreme. When I say this dungeon has a legendary earring and gloves, it is a very, very low chance for it to drop a legendary item. For the most part, you're still only going to get purple item. The legendary drop rate being extremely low is the biggest complaint of the game so far. Now,
let me let him
the
finish.
developer quickly addressed this and buffed the drop rate, but the drop rate still feels extremely low and it's constantly being on complaint. The biggest reason why the legendary drop is such a massive complaint is that just because you got a drop doesn't mean it's going to be good or usable.
That's the point, bro. The point is for you to keep playing the game, bro. If you know how fucking boring it would be if every time you killed something you got what you was looking for. Congratulations, you got what you're looking for. You know how fucking boring that would be? They want uniform stat lines? No, that shit would be so fucking stupid and boring. The whole reason of doing the dungeons is so after I finally killed the boss for the 242nd time and I finally get the shit I've been looking for, I go, oh shit! And you get that fucking smack of dopamine. That's what the whole point of playing these are. You see the fucking beam on the floor of I got the shit I've been farming for 2 hours. This is crazy, bro. Why are niggas mad about this shit? Upgraded trap. What's good with you, boss? It's been a minute. Oh my God, bro.
In addition to RNG drop on the item,
Fuck it, take RNG out the game, man. Fuck it. Let's see how long the game survives with everything guaranteed. Let me get every drop gold every time, the exact stats I want on that shit, bro. Fuck it. Let everybody have it. Let everybody. Matter of fact, start me off with the best in slot gear. I don't even want to kill nothing. Just give it to me, bro. Just give me the best in slot as soon as I log into the game. We're gonna have a fucking great time. We're gonna have a fucking great time. Oh, there's substats.
Like that, and then 2 line of luck. Now this line could be reset on the last one, but these 2 other ones come fixed as drop as far as I know. So if you got a drop and they don't have the right start line, then they could just not be that good. Now that is actually not even the worst part, because when you're doing world boss, you can actually get gear that are not from your own class. So these lances, for example, I actually acquire them when I'm doing world bosses on my archers. So imagine you got a legendary drop. Not only it has to have the right stat on top of extremely low drop rate, but if you get one that's not from your own class, well, it's cooked.
Oh no, I have to make another class in the game that I'm planning on playing a lot. Like just switch the weapon, bro. Just use it. Just fucking use it, bro. Like just have fun. Just try something new. Try something new, bro. Why are you upset? Imagine you get a legendary role as a fucking archer into a fucking lance. Nobody's gonna invite me. Bro, you switch to the lance for a little bit. Go see what the lance is talking about. Have fun. So the whole point of the game is to have a good time, bro. Go try out your new shit.
There is no trading in Star Resonance, so it's not like you can give that gear to your friends either. The way
throw it on the fucking auction house.
Trading work in this game is that there is like a share storage you can use. You can create a storage space shared up to by 4 friends, so you can only have 4 people in your storage.
That's kind of cool. I kind of like that.
And you can put item in, and then your friends can take it out.
So there is technically trading. So there is trading.
Now there's a very, very big limit on.
I do like this because. Like, let's say I'm playing, like, I got a squad. Like, let's say it's me, TJ, Kai, and Ray, right? Let's say it's us 4 are a squad. And I get Ray's weapon and gold. Fuck, I would throw it in the fucking chest. Fuck it, take it. You know what I mean? Fuck it, take it.
What item can be put in. You can see that these item has a lock on it, so they cannot be put in. And most importantly is that there's a transfer limit. So you can see that here, every single week I can put in 200 item and I can only take out 30 item. Now these are rare items, so they are these things right here, but still there is still this like random restriction for some reason that you can only share a storage up to with 4 people.
They're
and there's like an import and
okay.
export limit on your storage, so it's just really, really weird. And other than that, you can't trade item with the other player. So
you're like a group Iron Man.
The auction house, and not every single item.
What's good, Vash? Do I have a clan for Blue Protocol? Not right now. Not right now. We'll see what happens.
Available on here. Oh, let's look. 0 ore. Woohoo. Okay, I'm about to make my outro, but then I just saw someone type in world chat and he say, if this game is actually coming out in August, then this game has the potential to speed run end of service compared to the original Brew Protocol.
You can just say anything, bro, I swear. And there's an 8 in there. There's no way that's what it says. There's an 8 right there, guys. Come on, he didn't type that. He's making stuff up.
Because the original Blue Protocol closed down in like a year or so like that because of really, really bad implementation. And they're saying this game.
This nigga talk like he really got a lollipop in his mouth too. That's the crazy thing. Like his mouth is mad wet. He has mad saliva in that bitch.
Can close even faster. So that's the state of this game right now. I feel like that make it a perfect outro. I was gonna talk about how like the game really, really need a lot of time to get ready. This game ended up suffering the exact same problem as the original Brew Protocol. And that is that it has a very nice potential and has a nice presentation, but there is no meat. There is no actual in-game loop that's fun and interactive, and it feels like just suffering all the time. And so with the current state of the game, it is gonna suffer the same fate as the original Brew Protocol. I hope the developers can.
Genuinely, I do agree to a point that I would like more MMOs to come out with a more structured end game, but. You know, the way that shit works now, they kind of got to get a feel for what the players like first. I guess that's how games are doing it more often. Just to see like what the vibe is, then they can build on the end game. Now, The other issue comes from when MMOs focus too much on the end game and they forget about early and mid game, and then that fucks up the new player experience. So when new players want to play the game, they come in and nobody's doing shit in early and mid game. Everybody's at end game, so they can't find anybody to party with, or there's no reason to do early game content anymore. I think there should be a calm middle ground of updates where, you know, add on the end game, but give a solid focus to the these fucking birds, bro. Give a solid update to the early and mid game. You know what I mean? Here's what it is. Start of this video, the game has a 7.5 of a rating, which is insanely high for a modern MMO. Compared to the current ones, people will see how good it truly is. For a beta, things are going up from here. That's perfect, bro. Yeah, I have pretty solid hopes for the game. I do think that this video might be a little bit exaggerated. I do think that RNG is a good thing in MMOs. I know this is a little bit different. It's a Chinese MMO. I think we look at it a little bit differently. You know, I don't really want to say too much on the point, but I do think RNG is a very important factor. I think that there should be things that are rare. When it comes to gear, maybe they could change it up a little bit to make it a little bit easier to get certain pieces of gear and everything. But there do need to be some items that niggas just can't get, and it just needs to be like that. Like, not can't get, but are extremely difficult to achieve. Like, I don't think everybody should have everything. That kind of defeats the purpose of why most people play MMOs. Niggas like to show off. Niggas like to have shit that other niggas don't have. Niggas like to be more stronger. Like, I mean, if everybody just gets everything, it takes away from that feeling. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it, bro. The life skills thing, it is what it is. But yeah, my food's here, so I'm gonna go eat. But yo, y'all thank y'all for watching. I will probably stream again tomorrow. So y'all come back. We'll talk more Blue Protocol. We'll watch some more videos. Y'all can, if y'all have anything else that y'all want me to watch, get it ready, bro. Feel free to join the Discord and, you know, send me the links in there. I'll react to them next time I go live. I'll probably make a YouTube video out of this one and the chaotic stuff that I watch. So again, thank y'all so much